Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. This is a silicone mold to make some shot glasses. Um, I'm not gonna make all 8. I'm gonna be coloring my resin with my no-name blue mica powder. And if you've seen my previous videos, you know the story behind the no-name. And I've got some aquarium rocks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, basically I'm going to pack the cavities with the rocks. And then I'm going to color my resin with the blue. And I'm going to pour that resin over the top of the rocks. Kind of make it look like a beach theme, kind of. So as you can see, I'm, just putting the rocks inside the mold. What did I say before? Cavity? No, it's not a tooth. Inside the mold. And as you can see, I'm packing them down in there quite tightly. And I've got 2 cups of resin, so um, I'm only going to make however many shot glasses I can before the resin runs out. Does that make any sense? Um, so, however long the resin lasts is how many shot glasses I'm going to make. And I don't know why I took my stick and did that. It's just a lot easier to take your fingers and push those rocks down. Okay. I'm just making sure that they're all nice and tight. So now I'm going to mix up my, not mix, but yeah, just mix the powder into the resin. Sorry guys, I'm tired. I've got a project for a client that I'm going to start one phase of it tomorrow. It's a pretty big project, so, and you'll get to see what I'm doing when I get done, or, when I'm going through the process. So, anyway, I'm a little bit brain dead, kind of. But I did want to get this video out because I've had it sitting in my iPad for a couple of days. And, then my client got a hold of me and wanted this project. And I've got a time limit on it. And it's a pretty big project. So just, you have to prepare. I don't want to give too much away, but you have to really prepare in order to do this project. But I did want to get this one out first because it was finished. All I had to do was edit it. Now, you see I'm pouring the resin in there, and then now you're going to see all those bubbles coming up. Because what's happening is when that resin starts to settle towards the bottom of the mold, which when you pop it out, it's the top. But anyway, when that resin starts to settle, it releases all of the air pockets from between the rocks, which are going to create bubbles. And that's what's happening. That's why you see all those bubbles. It looks like my resin is boiling. but it's not boiling, I promise. Um, so yeah, it's the resin settling and releasing those air pockets in the form of air bubbles. And when you work with resin, bubbles and resin just don't do well together. They create air pockets, especially on the side of your projects, mainly in molds. Uh, I don't care what kind of mold it is. You need to get rid of your bubbles. However you feel, except a torch. I'm not really a big fan of the torch, but I've heard so many horror stories about people burning their molds, and it's just once you burn a mold, you can't use it anymore. So always treat your molds with kit gloves because you pay good money for them and you want them to last a long time. If you take care of them, they'll take care of you, just like with anything else. So as you can tell, that resin that I've already poured um, has settled for the most part. It's got a little ways to go, but it has settled to the point where I can go ahead and top off the mold. And I don't know why and I think it's because I'm watching, like smaller bubbles come up, but that's what I'm waiting for is, for the air bubbles. So I'm just kind of cleaning up around. And then you saw me pick up my, the big cup that I have my resin in. I picked it up and looked at it, and I do have um, enough resin for one more cup. So that's great because it'll make a complete set of 4 shot glasses. So here I've packed in the rocks again and popping the air bubbles. And resin, just, I don't know why, the bubbles have a tendency to make a home on the side of the mold, and it's nerve wracking, in a way. And with these two that I just poured, I kind of poured a little bit too much, because you're going to see when I go to demold these that when I took the heat gun to pop the bubbles, some of the resin ran over the sides, which joined them together. And you'll see what happens when I go to demold these. But yeah, that's what happened. I mean, you can tell, especially the first one that I topped off, you can tell that there's way too much resin in that one. Um, and that fourth one is finally letting go of the bubbles. So I've cleaned up my sticks, and that's what's in that package on the left hand side of your screen, are baby wipes. And what you can do is take your baby wipes and wipe down your stir sticks, and it'll clean that resin right off of there. If not, you can take alcohol and a paper towel, and it will do the same thing. Um, I didn't have anything really pointy, so I grabbed my tweezers because a lot of times you can take tweezers and just go in and pop, squeeze the bubble and it'll pop. Some of them did, some of them didn't. So right now I'm just topping off this fourth shot glass. Okay. And it's the next day and time to demold. Now that's where I'm showing you that's where the resin ran over, as you can see. So I'm just gingerly trying to take that middle out of there. Because if you don't, you're just going to tear your mold eventually. And there we have it. That's so cute. Now I think there were a couple that on the side, see right there. There are little tiny holes. And what I'm going to do is take my UV resin and just squirt out just a very, very, very small amount. And it'll take care of that. But they're so cute. I don't know why. I just love them. They're unique and they're kind of beachy. But I love these. And no, I'm not keeping them for myself. Of course, I might if they don't sell, but yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to get those out of there. So I took my scissors, and as you can see, I took my thumb and I put it in between that thin layer of resin and the molds because I didn't want to take a chance on cutting my mold. It's like cutting out a dress pattern on the carpet, your carpeted floor. But I'm so happy the way that these came out. Now, what I did want to tell y'all is that after the resin is all fresh and you've just poured it and you've gotten rid of the air bubbles on top, go back again like in about 5, not even 10 minutes, because you're going to have more bubbles that have come to the top. Excuse me. The top of your mold. And here we go. And that's what they look like. So please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.